Hey, what's going on, my good people? Today I wanted to talk to y'all about Nazir because from the moment that this case broke, the very first video that I came out with was this one right here. And I came out defending Nazir because from the moment I heard him speak, my gut, my spirit was telling me that this boy is not lying. Now, I've had some things weighing on me, and I'm gonna share it with y'all. Now, I've talked to people behind the scenes, but I want to make sure I let y'all know where I stand. And I got a feeling that him and Shanquella was more than friends, not necessarily lovers, but their connection was deeper. Okay, and we found one detail that will clear Nazir. Come on, ride with me.
That I went into a house to see a friend that I knew for 9 years, unresponsive, on vacation, 2,000 miles away, in another country. It makes no sense. That was my first time out the country. I spent money on a passport, I spent money on clothes and all of that to put myself in a murder. Because I know the truth. Me and God know the truth. But when the truth come out, I really don't want to hear nothing from nobody.
Yeah. So to get a full understanding of what's going on, we have to go over the timeline. And in the very beginning, I feel like Nazir came out because everybody was on his neck. You understand what I mean? And I think he was trying to clear his name. So when he came out, he gave us his boarding pass information. And what we found out was that he flew in Saturday, October the 29th. Okay? That's what it says right here. And that his flight landed at about 12:15, 12:20. Now, you have to understand, he's coming from North Carolina to Cabo. In Mexico, you got to go through customs. You got to get your luggage. That takes time. So if we got him landing at about 12:15, 12:20, about how long y'all think it would have took for him to actually check for his bags, go through customs? I'm saying at least an hour at best. Okay? If we add in that hour, we're looking at about 1:15, 1:20. Okay? And I suspect that that's when he called the villa because he needed to take a ride there and he needed the address. So that's what he called them for.
I get off my flight around like 2:16 Mexico time. I guess we 2 hours ahead. 2:16 p.m. I make a phone call. To everybody who there. Like I need the address. So during this phone call, that's the first time I heard that Quilla wasn't feeling good. They told me that Quilla was sick and she was showing signs of alcohol poisoning. They got that because one of their friends told them that they were seeing signs. So she was showing symptoms of alcohol poisoning.
Okay, couple things. First and foremost, y'all heard him say that his flight landed at 2:16. See, this what threw people off in the beginning and everybody was just like, oh, he lying. But his boarding pass said 12:16, 12:15 to 12:20 rather. So we ain't going to go over the whole difference in the time zones because this is how he messed up his story. Like I said, that very first video that I did, I went and broke down the times, the time zone. And understand this, Nazir would not have been able to fudge a boarding pass, okay? You don't think the FBI and the police, they got all that information? They know exactly where he was when he said he was, okay? His flight information would tell it all. Nazir went from North Carolina to Dallas to Cabo. I'm sure he made a couple phone calls before he actually got to Cabo. But understand this, when he got to Cabo, when he called them at the villa, that was the first time they told him anything about Shanquella not feeling well, not doing well. The very first time. And I'm thinking to myself, if we're to assume that what happened to her happened at around 8:30 a.m., I mean, at no point did they tell him anything. It was only when he called looking for the address. Now all of a sudden they like, yeah, Shanquella's sick. Yeah, we think she got alcohol poisoning. So now Nazir is en route to the villa, and this got to be around about 1:15, 1:20. Okay? And in the concierge report, we were told that on Saturday at about 1:50, Dejanay texted the concierge and told him they needed medical service. So 30 minutes after talking to Nazir, now it's an urgent matter. Now they're trying to find out where's the nearest hospital. Okay? Now it's urgent. And if we're to believe that fight took place between 7:30, 8:30, now we're talking, it's almost 2:00. So Shanquella laid up in that villa for about 6 hours, give or take. 6 hours. And they didn't reach out to no one. But after they got that phone call from Nazir, 30 minutes later, y'all see this report? 30 minutes later, now they need a doctor.
When I got there, it took us an hour. My taxi driver, it took us an hour to get to the villa because there was traffic. I don't know why. So I got to the villa around 3:26.
Now, normally, it would only take about 35, 40 minutes to get to the villa from the airport. But because there was traffic, it took a little bit longer. Okay? Now, y'all heard Nazir say he pulled up at the villa at 3:26. And I tried to tell y'all that this boy was messing up the times. Now, let me show it to you. Watch this.
You hear Dr. Dre. You hear Dr. Dre.
Yeah. What y'all watching in that clip is Nazir pulling up to the villa from the airport. And look at the timestamp from the dashboard. It says 2:17. And that is on October the 29th. Not Friday, but Saturday. And it's clear that he's pulling up to the villa. Look at the pictures. This right here is a screenshot of him pulling up. And then what I did was I show y'all where it is in the villa, and I had to like twist the picture so you could match it up. Look. It's the same place. He's pulling up to the villa. And so this is what you're looking at right here. And again, that timestamp says October the 29th at 2:17. That's when he made it to the villa. Now, we all know that the villa is in a gated community. And Nazir's name had to be on the guest registry for him to even get in on Saturday, which is why Dejanay had to sign his name on the list Friday. Remember that from the concierge report? He told us Dejanay signed Nazir's name on Friday.
I didn't sign that guest list. First of all, the guest list that my name is on. Go try to find my signature. Hold on, where's my RG? I didn't sign it. And the only reason why my name was on there because you had to have your name on the list to get past the gate. If your name wasn't on the list, they would not let you up to your villa.
Yeah, and it's as simple as that. Don't that make sense? His name had to be on the list. He wasn't arriving with the rest of them.
So when I got there, she was in the game room. They told me she was not feeling good, so I instantly go to her, put her on her side, get a bag, and all of that. So I'm sitting right next to her the whole time. I was crossing my heart, I hope it's out. There the whole time in the game room, and then they was talking about cooking, so we made it to the living room. I put on some soft music, sitting with her, rubbing her head, just chilling, waiting till the nurse came, because that's what I was informed that was happening. At first, I was told that it was a male coming, and then a female showed up.
So when Nazir got there, he said that he went straight to Shanquella. He actually said, look, I went and put my bags and stuff down. I went straight to her. And she was found in the game room. That's where she was when he got there. Now, understand this. The game room sits right next door to the room that they were fighting in. Watch this. See? The bedroom that they were fighting in sits right next door to the game room where he found Shanquella. And it makes me question, how did she get in the game room? He said that they was telling him that she had alcohol poisoning. So what he did when he got to her, what he did was put her on her side and went and got a bag. And that made sense to me. That would have been the best position for her to be in. If you're dealing with intoxication, because that's what he's thinking, because that's what they told him. So he put her on her side, went and got a bag. Why? So she don't choke on her vomit. So if he had to put her on her side, it makes me question, how was she positioned when he got there? You understand what I'm saying? At this very moment, y'all, he is caring for this girl. He's showing this girl love, I'm telling y'all. He trying to see about her. Hell, it seems like he's the only one giving a damn about her. Although he told us this.
And I could get up. I'm thinking like, damn, we got stuff to do. ATVs, a boat, dinner. I missed the chef. I tried to get her to talk to me and all that, but it was none of that.
So Shanquella wasn't talking or moving. And when the group got to talking about cooking, he moved her to the living room. Now, we all can agree, based off of her injuries, he probably shouldn't have did that. And he probably did make it worse. But at that moment, he don't know about her internal injuries. In my mind, he just didn't want her to be in there by herself, while everybody else was kicking it in the living room / dining room area. He didn't want Shanquella to be alone. So he moved her.
I went in there with my bag, put it down, went to the game room, went to the living room, stayed there. The worst time of my life.
So by the time they made it to the living room, Nazir said he started playing Summer Walker. He rubbing her head. Now, I don't know if y'all familiar with Summer Walker. I love Summer Walker, and she's famous for her love songs. He's playing love songs at this moment. He's loving on Shanquella, maybe even talking to her like, baby, it's going to be okay. Now, don't forget, Nazir pulled up at that villa at 2:17. And in the police report, it stated that at 2:13, medical help was called for Shanquella. And not only that, in the concierge statement, he was the one who told us that at around 2 o'clock, he was the one who called the doctor. So we were told that the doctor showed up at about 3:15. So that means Nazir was only there for about 45 minutes to an hour before the doctor got there.
I don't know nothing. I didn't sit and make no alibi. I didn't even have time. I got there an hour later. The nurse came in the door.
And when the doctor got there, Shanquella took a turn for the worse.
The nurse came in the door. Tried to help pull her, tried to put some salines in her, but her energy, she didn't have no electrolytes. Her oxygen was low, so she couldn't find them. Y'all don't understand what I went through. Y'all don't understand. Y'all won't understand.
Nazir seemed heartbroken over the events that were unfolding in that villa. You could see it all over his face. And at some point, Shanquella stopped breathing. And Nazir tried to tell us that he was the one who helped do CPR on her. And not only that, it was in the police report. The doctor, along with a friend, began administering CPR at 4:49. Who do y'all think that friend was? Because I believe this. And then based off of everything we just described, ain't no doubt in my mind, it was Nazir trying to save her.
I didn't really notice the knot on her head until the nurse pointed it out. I did see the bump on her lip. She did have a blood vessel bust in her eye, and that's it. But I didn't really go in there like, damn, y'all jumped her, y'all beat her ass. What's going on?
Can y'all imagine how he felt when they pronounced Shanquella dead at 6 o'clock? From the moment he got there, I just showed y'all. There was nothing but love coming from him towards Shanquella. Nothing but love. And I'm sure she felt it. I'm sure she did. They all did.
I didn't see a fight. I didn't know it was a fight. I didn't know it was a video. I didn't know they did any harm, anything. I went in there and told it was alcohol poisoning, so that's what I helped her as. Quilla wasn't found dead. She wasn't found dead. The maids found her slumped over the toilet in her room. That's what they did find her, slumped over her toilet in her room. That's what I was told. Quilla was not dead when I got there.
So why couldn't they tell Nazir about the fight? I'm telling y'all, that's why I feel like there was something more between him and Shanquella. And it might have been something as simple as, they all knew he was chasing her, like he wanted her. But for whatever reason, they couldn't tell Nazir. And his actions when he got to that villa, to me, kind of explains why. There was something more with Shanquella and Nazir. I really do believe that. They fed him the same story that they came back and fed to her mother, that Shanquella died from alcohol poisoning. Really? They ain't told this boy about that fight. And I'm going to be honest with y'all. I don't even think he knew about the fight the whole time he was over in Cabo. I think they all knew how he felt about Shanquella, which is why they couldn't tell him the whole truth. You know what I mean? Because understand this. I think that's where the story about the maid finding her in the bathroom came from. They had to explain away those injuries. They knew he was going to be in there asking questions. The lie wasn't for us. I think the lies was for Nazir. But when Shanquella passed, now it's a different ball game. You got to understand, she was only supposed to go back to North Carolina with an ass whooping. That's it. Now look where we at with this. Now, I know some of y'all will get this, and some of y'all will not. But it's possible that Shanquella held on long enough, 6+ hours, for Nazir to get there before she passed on.
I say it every day. I think about it every day. It's not, well, I can never forget. Y'all won't let me forget because y'all think I'm responsible for it. But I just don't understand why. And y'all don't have everything. Now I'm looking like a bad guy. I'm tired. I'm fed up. I haven't slept. I don't know. I have to look over my shoulder because I don't know who's back there. I have the most respect for Miss Robinson, Quilla, everybody. Like, y'all welcome me with open arms. Listen, hurry me out. All of that. I didn't feel like anything was a problem. I respect that, and I want you to get justice for your daughter. I don't know. I can't question God's plan, but he has a way. He has a way, and I'm telling you, I'm putting it in all of his hands.